Good.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
my man, let's have some fun.
We go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special segment of the Combat Life Network. Today we have here a man who is the founder of Attack Bandz. Sir, please introduce yourself and let us know what Attack Bandz is all about.
Hey, good evening, Curran. My name's Hector Garces, and as you mentioned, I did develop and come up with the Attack Bandz product and the flag wrestling competitive model. Subsequently, and so Attack Bandz is a training tool slash drill game competition format that promotes intuitive wrestling movements that coaches can then circle back around with technique. But when it comes to the participants, it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. As I had said, it's intuitive. You strap on an Attack Band or a set of Attack Bands. I do the same, and then it's who gets the rip. I'm trying to tear yours off, your ankles, and you're trying to get mine off, and we're changing levels. We've got proper head and hand positioning. We are attacking, reattacking. We're scrambling. We're down blocking. We're sprawling and circling away. And we're having fun while we're doing it. We don't even know, right, that we are wrestling.
Yeah, it's a blast. My partner in crime here, Adam Towner, and I were at the Bavarian Brawl recently, where you had a showcase of the Attack Bands, and I've got to tell you, it was a fan favorite. The wrestlers were loving it. The parents were loving it. It was absolutely incredible. Everyone was having a ball. Like, they were having a blast.
Well, I was going to say, man, just I get goosebumps. I get jacked with to hear you say that, because that's what we wanted. This all started back in 2014 in my basement, and I've got my two youngest of four boys, Noah and Christian, downstairs in the mat room, and I'm trying to go over proper head and hand positioning and changing levels. And at the time they're tweens. And so they were getting, I was getting frustrated. And one of my other boys had left a pair of socks down there, and I don't know why. I just took one, stuck it in Noah's ankle, grabbed the other one, put it in Christian's, and just said, all right, whoever can pull the others out wins. All of a sudden, they're not frowny Freddies anymore. Now they're having fun. And then I noticed they started doing the things that I was sitting there knocking my head against the wall trying to get them to do, right? And they're doing it instinctively. They're doing it better than when they were mechanic or robotically going through it as I'm instructing. And what I really noticed was just the amount of fun they were having, right? And it did allow me to go back and go, okay, this is what you guys were doing. Now try this. They just wanted to keep playing. That was the other thing. And so 2014, I filed a PAP. I was awarded a utility patent in 2016, and then it was developing the concept. It was taking this thing that I came up with and trying to figure out what it was. And so I took it to the high school. I took it to our middle school. Took it to our elementary schools, and at all levels, the kids just were having fun.
Yeah.
Then we started using it as a carrot at the end of the week. Hey, you get this body of work done. We're going to do this thing. It didn't even have a name yet. The name came about just by, it was one of those things. Like, what are we doing? We're attacking. We're being proactive. We're attacking. It's a band of sorts. I added a Z on it just to make it cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing has evolved. At some other time, I'll show you what the original was. Just some remnant material with some hook and loop on it. And so what it is today is kind of version 3.0. And we took a lot of time to figure out exactly how we wanted the finished product to look. And then subsequently, we found that, and this was the epiphany, right? Or this was the lightning strike. This is when flag wrestling was born. It was kind of in that 2015, 2016 timeframe. And I was utilizing this to kind of as a warm-up tool for our guys I'd had some other coaches that, had gotten some through too. I had a little bit of a distribution, kind of a beta that we did with some guys, just getting them out in the world to get feedback on, this is what's great about it, this isn't what is, price point, trying to figure all these things out. But what happened in, mid 2015 ish, I had coaches go, look, we've got, these are great with our newbies. These are great with like the unfamiliar, the kids that we didn't know what to do with at our club practices, our high school. We've had this kid come out because his buddy did, but he has no idea what's going on. Everybody has a footprint of those kids in their clubs and their programs. So then I came up with something called Friday Night Fights, and I sent out an email to some coaches, said, hey, bring your club kids, give me a list of the kids you're going to bring. Let's kind of profile them. I'll get a match. Let's get them Attack Bandz matches. And we rented out a space at a local gym, threw some mats out, and then we just started tearing it up for every Friday for 3 months. And it just grew. It grew from like 4 clubs to almost 30 clubs bringing kids. And we had to get more mats. We had to get more space. And it was something that they wanted to, like, hey, you're going to do this next year, right? And we did, just to kind of figure out what this was. And so with the flag wrestling piece of it, what I noticed was that it was more family friendly. It was more participant friendly, right? Because, we see the quiver lips at all of the traditional tournaments, right? First
For sure.
out there, he'd been waiting 3 hours, gets on the mat, drew a hammer, gets guillotined in front of grandma and mom and dad, like 5 seconds. And then in 3 hours later, he has it happen again. He's never wrestling again. This sucked. This was
100%.
And the family, same thing. We went, we drove 2 hours and we waited 5 hours for that. So what we found through the beta phase of Attack Bandz and the flag wrestling was that it evened the playing field. It took away that, a big part of the intensity component. It brought that fun into it. And we found that, little Timmy or little Nancy might not win their Attack Bandz match, their flag wrestling match, but it didn't matter. They were having fun. They were in the mix, right? They had a shot. Maybe they got a rip. They didn't get, it was best 2 out of 3. So they didn't win the match, but man, they got a rip. That was,
yes.
It was something that the coaches could build on. And so what we found was, in this format, we were able to cast a broader net. We were able to get more kids to kind of give it a try, so that then subsequently they would still be there when, they'd get some familiarity, and then we introduce them to the less diluted or the more pure form of our sport. They were okay with it. They were going into it eyes open. They already had a little bit of great experience that we built on because of the flag wrestling that they had done. We have more kids doing it.
Yeah.
More wrestlers, right? More wrestlers, yeah. Better world. So then fast forwarding to, kind of present day, that's kind of the mission of ours at Attack Bandz. We want to touch as many kids as possible. We want to throw this net out there, and we want to expose them to wrestling, and we want them to become wrestlers. And we feel that this can become what T-ball is for baseball, what flag wrestling is for football. We need it to become how we introduce the unfamiliar to our sport.
I absolutely love it. That is amazing. The T-ball to what baseball is, 100%. Your vision is brilliant. The kids, that 3-letter word, fun, it's going to draw them in. It's going to make them fall in love with wrestling in a way that's simply unprecedented. This way of introducing kids on the mat to have that fun is just simply incredible. And it is coming to Michigan. It will be in Lansing, Michigan on December 28th through the 30th at NUWAY Combat's Christmas SPARTY. And Hector, how do our listeners find out how to sign up or participate for this event?
You bet, Kurt. So before I forget, a huge shout out to the Combat Life, the NUWAY and Combat Life teams. We are so honored and we feel so blessed to have been incorporated into what you guys are doing. The collaboration, every experience I've had, every exposure to the folks from Dave on down has been fantastic. It's the mouthpiece, it's the visual that we need to get it out there, right? We couldn't have asked for a better organization to help us roll this out. So, thank you so much to NUWAY, to Combat Life, to Combat Life Nation out there. With regard to
my man,
Christmas SPARTY. So our participation in that is going to be on Friday the 29th, right? When the individual competitions are going on. They're in between the sessions. It's kind of, we've done it during our earlier smaller betas, but essentially we're just going to use a walk up and get some matches format at this point. So you're going to be able to see our area or designated area. You're going to see the flag wrestling and the Attack Bandz banners and tabletops, illuminated in fluorescent colors. And so it's a matter of just coming up, whether it's a participant that's just looking to, warm up before his matches in the afternoon or subsequent to what he did in the morning. You want to get a little more mat time, come on over, get some flag wrestling matches, walk up. We're going to have Attack Bandz team members pairing kids up. We're going to, try to basically eyeball it or Madison weight it kind of, and then we'll get them hooked up with the bands. And then as soon as we get an opening out there, hit the mat, hit the circle. It's going to be a combination of first trip wins, best 2 out of 3. So we're gonna play around a couple of different ways, but guaranteed they're gonna have fun. Guaranteed they're gonna get some great mat time. They're gonna get some great intuitive scrambling and wrestling going, and hopefully you're gonna spread the word.
You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. December 29th, Lansing, Michigan, NUWAY Combat's Christmas SPARTY. Be on the lookout for this Attack Bandz banner. Myself and my partner and I, Adam Towner, will be there capturing the action, and we'll be sure to post more highlights on that. But Hector, looking forward to seeing you at the end of the month. We're going to have a blast, and I can't wait to see how much fun these kids have.
Curran, thank you so much for having me. We can't wait. I'm just, the days aren't going fast enough to the 20th.
Right? You heard it. Hey, we'll see you all at Christmas SPARTY. Don't miss out on this flag wrestling.
Yeah.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then.
Take care.